UFL. This is an upcoming football game that you may have heard of in the last year or so, and you may have not heard of for a while, and you may have thought that, okay, nothing's going on. Well, this is a game that has been in development for the last 2-3 years, and it is still developing now. On the UFL YouTube channel, they have given us some fantastic updates about the game, about the development and how it's doing, and I think it is really important to go and share this with you guys. Tell me your thoughts on UFL. I'll give you my thoughts in today's video, and I will showcase what they have shown us in recent weeks. And I think you will find this very interesting, especially if you're a football fan or a FIFA fan and you may be a little bit, what's the word? Deflated. Maybe you're not a big fan of where FIFA has gone in the last couple of years, gameplay-wise. So you may be really looking forward to seeing what kind of new football game offer. And this, for me, is the best next thing from what I've seen. And by the way, I must say, I'm not with UFL. I'm not working with them. I have no affiliation with them. I'm just a content creator that is just a fan of their project. And I think that they are doing everything the correct way right now. So let's get into it. If you are new here, please feel free and subscribe. It goes a long way. And also like the video, because liking videos, it does help a lot as well. And comment down below what's your thoughts on UFL project. And let's go. And of course, throughout the World Cup, the channel has been sponsored by Hitch. Hitch is a go-to place on iOS or Android for all your World Cup needs, because this is a great place to work your little noggin. What is Hitch, you may say? Well, Hitch is a platform where you can go and do World Cup quizzes, World Cup predictions, but with a twist. On Hitch, there's currency, which is called Hitch coins, and it may sound like it's very complicated, but it's really not. By successfully predicting World Cup quizzes and also by successfully predicting World Cup games throughout the entire tournament, you win Hitch coins, and the better that you do, the more coins that you obtain. Now, what are these coins? These coins can be withdrawn for real life money. So for example, I'm currently doing a quiz right now, and for example, I'm doing the Wales versus the England quiz, which is a game for tomorrow. Which one is the Wales football crest? You know which one that is, of course. For which club did Rooney play the most during his career? Of course, Manchester United. And you can make these quizzes as easy or as hard as you possibly can. How many times has Wales ever took part in the World Cup? Which for some people could be quite hard. Of course, I know that it's actually 2, which is the correct answer. But for some people, they may not actually know that. And just like that, when the quiz is done, I got 100%. Obviously, and then you claim your rewards, and then when you're done, you can go over to the next quiz. If you guys have any spare time for the World Cup, I'd highly recommend this. Link is down below at top of the description for Hitch, and I hope you guys do enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, in the background, we have got all of the footage from these 2 long-form videos that UFL has put up on their YouTube channel. So I would highly recommend for you guys to get the full balance of what they are saying. I would recommend you guys go check out their YouTube channel and go and watch both their videos. Episode 1, Episode 2 are basically the UFL Inside. Then they go into exactly what they are thinking, what they are developing, why are they doing things in a certain way. And I've just kind of cut up basically all of the actual gameplay from these videos into this video here, and you will have this in the background. And just by first look, it looks pretty good. Now, of course, you may say, yeah, but you know, it's not got a licensing, and but EA could do things this way, which is better. And you're not wrong. EA Sports are a multi-billion-dollar company with decades of experience in making football games, and they've got all the licenses that you need. That, of course, EA will make a game which right now looks better than UFL. This is a game that has been in progress for the last 2-3 years, in development for the last 2-3 years, and I gotta say, I'm quite impressed from what I've seen, and from what I'm gathering from when I'm watching these videos about the actual developers, and they are showcasing and giving us insights into the thought process of why they're doing things in this way and that way, where have they come from, the progress they made from previous iterations of this exact same game. I feel a sense of like warmth from their videos. I don't know why. I feel like it is genuine, and that's one thing that we've not got from EA for ever, essentially, that they are showing us behind the scenes what has gone wrong before in the past. And I remember they actually did a post actually, which they actually showcased all of the glitches and bugs that they've got, or not all of them, but just showing glitches and bugs that they've got in their project to show that it's not a perfect product, and that there's reasons why it's still not out yet. And I really do respect the fact that they aren't rushing it. Now, they say at the end of, I believe, the 2nd episode, when they spoke to the developer, of saying, how long do you think they still have left to finally have a completed game. And the developer said that he believes that they are about 80% of the way for it to being completed. And 80% in the grand scheme of things could still mean another 6-9 months, maybe still another year. That could still mean 6-9 months essentially. In the background, you're seeing all this footage, and I think, of course, they go in depth into in terms of why they are showing this footage, and for some of it is really cool, smart reasons. For example, you're going to see here that there's substitutions with different animations at different times of the game. When is it being made? What is the situation? Are they losing? Are they winning? And it's different animations for, if you are, for example, winning a game, you're going to probably walk to the sideline really slowly, and, just that little additional bit of realism goes a long way, and they're really going in depth in terms of what scenarios can play different factors here. For example, they will also show a highlight here where the referee, they have a animation where you can't tell, is it a red, is it a yellow, is it a warning? You can't tell until they actually show the card. For example, in EA's games, that you could tell by the first couple of frames of the animation that you'd be getting a red or you'd be getting a yellow. You could just tell instantly by the way that the referee is moving. But in this scenario here, in this sample, they are showing that they're going much more in depth in development in terms of that kind of realism, in terms of that kind of immersive experience that you don't know what's going to happen until it happens, and there's no real tells. Now, this is going to be really interesting because what you can see in the background here is actual gameplay, and it showcases a kind of behind-the-scenes coding that we would never see and understand. But here's some actual gameplay, and when I look at it, it looks very fast-paced. The passes, it kind of feels, and this is me being a bit critical here, and it does look a bit magnetic, that when the ball moves, it does feel like it is a bit like ball kind of just zaps to the foot perfectly, and there's no real bounce with the ball. It just kind of perfectly is controlled by the player, and that they can go move with the ball at a very fast pace. Now, this, again, is in development, so of course things may be tweaked, but from what I can gather from everything they're saying, they want this to be a football game where typically the person who's the best player wins the game, and having fast inputs in terms of dribbling and passing and defending, they want that to be the most important thing from what I can gather, that they want it to be a pure football game where if you understand football and you can read your opponent better than they can read you. For example, if you could defend better, then you should win more games and lose games. If you can attack in a better way, that's not predictable, that pace isn't the just most important factor, and you can defend because in recent FIFAs, of course, defending is a bit easier because you got a lot of help going your way. They hear it is very much, manual when it comes to defending, and that would be a big skill gap, I believe. Now, of course, again, in the footage here, you can have a look at that as many times as you want. It does look quite fast-paced. What they should do, really, is just do the kind of opposite of what FIFA is doing or what PES is doing. And when you speak to people in the FIFA scene, what do you want in a football game? What did you enjoy of the previous FIFA games? And what most people say is they want fast gameplay, where your inputs are given straight away. It's very responsive gameplay, and that ping, 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 pass, and then you can go and just wipe your way through a defense by simple, fast movements and dribbling skills, and that is how people see the game. Because when you look back on FIFA 12, FIFA 11, FIFA 13, 14, these kind of, glory days of FIFA, that's what the gameplay was. It was very fast with fast inputs where passing was not seen as realistic. There is that sense of like a magnet kind of dribbling. And when I look at this gameplay by UFL, it does give me a feeling of FIFA 12. This does remind me of 12 and 13, where it's not absolutely like realistic as what FIFA is nowadays, that they care a lot about how dribbling feels. There's a weight to it. It's a bit heavy when you pass a ball, and that can have its own benefits. And I feel like this game will be better for a online experience. I wouldn't really say for an offline experience like career mode that this would be the type of gameplay that I think would work really well. I think FIFA does quite well when it comes to career mode gameplay, in my own personal opinion. Now, you may disagree, you may play career mode more than me, but I think for career mode, it does offer a lot of good. That immersive, licensing, and you got the scoreboards, you've got the camera angles, and it does look quite good. Here, I think is better for online game, which I feel like could have a very high skill gap, that if you are better at the game, you're better at football. And how they've done it is that it's not really all about, there's no packs, there's no pay to win aspect. Their main slogan is being the opposite of FIFA. Now, what you can see now is the stadiums, and they did an entire episode about the atmosphere, about the stadiums, and they will probably do more videos in the next couple of months about even more things, if it's gameplay, if it's the user interface, so on and so forth. And from what we've seen from the user interface, I quite like that as well. I kind of like the branding they're going with here. And right now, you can see in the background that I really would recommend to watch this and listen to them, because they go in depth in terms of how they have each part of the stadium and all fans having a kind of unique kind of attributes. They all look different, and everyone looks unique with different sizes, different clothing, and that it does feel a much more natural, authentic, atmosphere to the stadium. And that is what I think is very important here in this one video. Of the licensing teams that they have, so they are showing off the Besiktas Stadium, they're showing off the Bayern Leverkusen Stadium, so I think it's Bay Arena, showcasing the London Stadium, for example. And they are showcasing these grounds, and I think it is really, really impressive. And for me, my main my main fear is that people will not give this game a go purely because of the fact that it's not got the licensing that EA has. People are quite simple, okay? If you've not got the Premier League licensing, you've not got, because that's the main problem with PES. When you talk to most FIFA players, you ask them why they don't play PES. The main reason is not really the gameplay, because they probably never even tried a game in the first place. Let's be honest, most FIFA players, they probably never have played PES, okay? They probably never even gave it a go. The main reason is that they will say that it's not got the licensing, it's not got my team in the game. I'm a Burnley fan. Burnley's not in the game, it's called Lancashire Claret. And that is one thing that I hope doesn't hold this game back. As far as I'm aware, they have all the players from FIFA Pro licensing. I think they got like a ton of the biggest players in the world. I believe they have that in the game. However, they won't have all the teams. And I really do hope that some football clubs or some football leagues sees the potential of what they're seeing of this game. Because when I'm looking at this in development, I think it looks great. I think it looks really good, and I'm really happy with what they're doing, and I'm very happy that they're not rushing it, because I think that is the most important thing, to not rush this and make sure that first impression is perfect. I do hope that more leagues and more clubs can get on board with this game and to add more licensing to it, so that that isn't used as an excuse, essentially. I am impressed by what I'm seeing here, and if anyone from UFL is watching this, then I'm a fan of your stuff. And of course, I'm very much looking forward to seeing what more you can do in the future. And I'm hoping to see potentially a video about the game modes that you got. Of course, they've already kind of given us an insight in terms of the game modes, which I feel like is similar to a kind of FIFA Ultimate Team kind of style, where there's like cards, for example, there's photos of it. But I want to hear more slightly before I give my opinion on that, really. So I'm waiting for that video to go out. This is going to be probably out in this, I want to say at least this should be out before 2024. So I believe that around probably when FIFA comes out, EAFC, by the time that comes out, this may not be too far away from being, I want to say, almost being published. That's just kind of my own personal guess. It looks very good, and tell me your thoughts down below in the comments. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.